My name is Stan Lightfoot. I'm the pastor at Rustic Hills Baptist Church in Colorado Springs. My wife Jan and I attended Faith from 1974 to 1978. She graduated with a degree in elementary education, and I graduated with a degree in pre-seminary, prepping to go on to school. I really feel like God led me to Faith because I didn't have any connections to the school. I felt like that the Lord was pushing me in that direction. I'd played soccer in high school, and I found out that Faith was starting their soccer program my freshman year, and I thought that'd be cool. I'd like to be a part of the inaugural soccer program, so that was an added incentive. On campus, both Jan and I were involved in the chorale, and we loved it. Those 4 years in chorale were wonderful. The touring, the summer groups. I traveled with the trumpet trio and also traveled with a men's quartet, and we did some trumpet work as well as some singing. And Jan traveled with small groups as well. In fact, Jan got to go to Europe with Dr. Kober one year and back and forth across the Iron Curtain before the Iron Curtain fell. And so we had some really neat opportunities to travel, to be a part of things that were going on. I attended Grandview Park Baptist Church my freshman year. After that, I attended Ankeny Baptist and was involved in their Awana stuff and stuff during the year. Most of the time in the summers, I was traveling. I played soccer for the 4 years. Our first game, we played against a high school team and we lost. But we built from there. We ended up actually winning 4 games that first year. The next year, we were invited to a tournament in Manhattan. And I think they invited us because they figured it was our second year, we were gonna be a patsy. We won it. We won the tournament, and it was so much fun. We had some really good coaches, some really good camaraderie on that team, and it was a great opportunity. When I left Faith, I went on to seminary, came out here to Denver, and went to Denver Baptist Theological Seminary, which was at that time located up in Broomfield. Of course, is now merged with Faith. During that time, I attended Berean Baptist Church in Boulder, and got an opportunity to be involved in Sunday school teaching and so forth in my studies during my study time, seminary time. And then, about halfway through my seminary education, Pastor Bryce Augsburger asked me to come and be his assistant pastor, and I spent 12 years at Calvary Community Baptist Church doing youth work and music, as well as Christian education. Jan and I were married during the time that I was serving there, and that was just a great 12 years. Made some great friends that are still, to this day, very good friends, and even though that's been 30-some years ago, just really a wonderful time. In 1992, Pastor Burnett resigned from the church here in Colorado Springs and contacted me and said, I know you're thinking about leaving the assistant position and looking for a senior pastor position. Would you be interested in coming down here? So I came down and candidated and started in 1993, and I've been here since then. So I'm now in my 33rd year here at Rustic Hills. But God has allowed me to do a number of things. Last year I got to go to Nepal and teach pastors, which was just fantastic. I'd do that again in a heartbeat. That was so much fun. I've had a chance to teach at Front Range Bible Institute here in Colorado Springs. A couple different courses. I'm teaching another one here this spring. As most pastors do, opportunities in the community, things with the city and so forth that have been a blessing as well. As a teenager, I came out of a Christian school, so I had a pretty good understanding of basic doctrine. But Faith helped that to solidify in my mind. I walked away from Faith with basically with the same doctrinal perspectives that I hold today. In addition to that, I got to serve in a lot of different ways. I got to sing. I got to, for a while I was at Calvary Community, I was the choir director, and chorale made a big difference in that. Helped me to know how to help people sing, and so there was just a variety of things that the school did. In addition to that, there are some men at the school that were just really role models. I really enjoyed Dr. Damikos. What a blessing. I enjoyed the Houghtons, although the one was at Faith and the other was at Denver. I got to be under both of them, and I enjoyed the Houghton brothers. Dr. Kober was always just a fountain of information and inspiration. A man who had grown up behind the Iron Curtain and that God had brought him out. That story is just amazing. Dr. Nettleton, when I was at Faith, I worked on campus. And a lot of times my job involved just running around empty people's trash cans. And when I would come to the office, Dr. Nettleton's office, he would usually invite me in and say, "Take a seat, Stan. How are you doing? What's going on? How's your classes going? Anything I can pray for you about?" I'm as a freshman and a sophomore in college, I'm just in awe of this man. And he's just treating me like a normal guy. And I just loved it. I went to Faith to be a pastor. My sophomore year at the missions conference, God convicted me that I was telling him no about missions. That I was saying, I'm going to serve the Lord as a pastor, but I'm not going overseas. I don't want to learn a new language. I don't want to be in a new culture. I just want to serve the Lord here. And I sat down in not in the multipurpose building, in the convocation building, after one of the conference messages. I just sat down and wept and told God I would do whatever he wanted me to do. It's still, if you could see the emotion, but that was a turning point in my life. Interestingly enough, what God said was, I want you to be a pastor. But he wanted me to say, I'll do whatever you want me to do first. You know, when you're in ministry, there's always people pulling you, people from inside your church as well as people from outside your church who are pulling you in directions, and you have to keep reminding yourself that ministry involves balance. I remember hearing that term over and over and over in classes. Guys, you got to be balanced in your ministry. You can't just go off half-cocked in a direction and not really know what you're doing, but you're trying to respond to things, and there's all kinds of pulls. There's even family pulls. But the balance between family and ministry, the balance between evangelism and worship and education and all those things that are a part of church ministry, the concept of balance has always been there in the back of my mind, and that was something that I got at Faith. I'm actually retiring at the end of this year from this local church ministry. I don't know what the Lord's got for us in the future. We really haven't gone that far. We just realized that God was saying now is the time to stop here. So we're going to retire from Rustic Hills at the end of 2025. And then we're not planning on sitting in a rocking chair and waiting to die. We have the idea in mind and the passion to continue to serve the Lord in some capacity. We just don't know what that's going to be yet. So right now, our focus is let's get this church as strong as we can get it and put it on as good a footing as we can get it so they're prepared for the transition process that's coming. So that's kind of our focus right at the moment. But we're looking forward to whatever it is that God has for us in 2026 and beyond.